Deep beneath a silver morning mist, a tiny dragon named Ember curled up on a mossy stone, nestled in the heart of the Enchanted Forest. Ember's scales shimmered softly like dew on leaves. Sometimes they were green, other times gold. It all depended on how the light hit them. Though small and gentle, Ember had a spark of magic hidden inside, a powerful magic not yet fully understood. But that morning, the forest felt different. The trees, which usually hummed softly with glowing leaves, were strangely dim. The floating lantern mushrooms no longer bobbed cheerfully in the air. Even the air, once glittery with drifting dust, seemed quiet and colorless. Ember rose slowly and shook off the morning mist. Huh? The forest isn't glowing, Ember thought. Something must be wrong. Just then, two familiar friends appeared through the ferns. It was Brindle, a velvet-furred rabbit with long ears tipped in silver, and Thimble, a leaf-winged sprite no bigger than a teacup. Brindle's whiskers twitched with worry. Did you notice it too? The Starbloom Tree. It isn't shining, Thimble, flitting in tiny anxious circles, squeaked, the magic is fading. If the Starbloom Tree goes dark, the whole forest will follow. A warm flicker ignited inside Ember's chest. Then we'll just have to bring the magic back, Ember said, a calm resolve in their voice. Together, the three friends set off toward the heart of the forest. It was an unnerving journey. As they passed, flowers drooped their heads and the vibrant rainbow moths stayed curled tight in their cocoons. The usual sparkles that danced in the streams were gone. The silence was so heavy it felt as though the entire world were holding its breath. When they finally reached the Starbloom Tree, they froze in awe. The great trunk, which usually glowed like captured moonlight, was now pale and still. Its branches, once draped in star-like blossoms, were completely bare. At the roots of the tree sat Elinda, an old owl with feathers patterned like constellations. His eyes, usually so bright, flickered dimly. The Lumina gem Elinda hooted sadly, his voice a low whisper. It sits inside the heart of this tree and gives life to all magic. But last night it cracked, and then it vanished. Thimble gasped. Brindle's long ears fell flat against their back, but Ember stepped forward, their voice gentle but steady. Do you know where it went? Elendor closed his starlit eyes. A piece of it may have fallen into the Gloam Caves, far beyond the Whispering Ferns. But it is a dark and dangerous place. No light has walked there in many, many years. Ember's chest glowed faintly, just a hint of gold shining through their scales. Then that's where I'll go. Thimble immediately fluttered to Ember's shoulder. Asterisk will asterisk go, they corrected bravely. Brindle thumped a hind foot in firm agreement. They slipped through the fading forest, following the faintest trails of sparkle left behind. Soon they reached the Whispering Ferns, leaned inward, as if sharing secrets. The path beyond them dipped down, leading them underground into the Gloam Caves. Inside, shadows pooled like ink, and the air smelled of damp stone and forgotten dreams. Ember took a deep, steadying breath. A tiny plume of warm light puffed from their snout, illuminating the path ahead. Brindle's silver-tipped ears glimmered in the soft light, and Thimble's wings fluttered, creating small, hopeful glints of glow. They walked past silent pools and towering crystal pillars, until Brindle suddenly pointed. There, nestled in a tangle of dark vines, sat a cracked piece of a gemmet's glow, nearly gone. Thimble whispered, "That must be part of the Lumina gem." But as they stepped closer, the vines hissed and slithered like living ropes. The cracked shard had drawn the shadows to it, guarding it jealously. Ember closed their eyes and inhaled deeply, focusing not on fear, but on hope. A warm light rose from within, growing brighter and brighter with courage and care. Ember gently placed a claw near the shard and whispered, not with words, but with a feeling of pure hope. A soft golden light rippled from Ember's chest, spreading over the gem. The cracked piece flickered. Then it glowed brighter and brightened till the shadows recoiled, hissing as they slid away into the darkness. Brindle hopped forward and carefully lifted the now shining fragment. "Let's take it back." They hurried back to the Starbloom Tree. Elinda watched as Ember placed the glowing shard at the tree's roots. The moment it touched the bark, a powerful tremor of starlight surged up the trunk, into the branches, and spread out across the entire forest. The floating mushrooms rose again, their lanterns blinking awake. Flowers lifted their heads and began to sing in soft, bell-like chimes. The air once again filled with drifting, glittering light. Thimble spun in delighted circles. Brindle nudged Ember proudly. Elendor bowed his feathery head. "You carry a magic all your own, young one. The forest is safe because of your light." Ember looked around as the world brightened again, the trees humming their gentle song, the sky sparkling through the leaves. That tiny flicker inside had become a steady, warm glow, and though the day was saved, Ember only smiled and thought, there will be other adventures, and I won't have to face them alone. The Enchanted Forest breathed again, alive with color, light, and the quiet bravery of a small dragon. Thank you so much for listening to our story today. If you enjoyed this magical adventure, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tales from Enchanted Lands. See you next time.